controversial embrace. Netanyahu's Budapest visit amidst international war crimes, warrant asterisk. The recent visit of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to Budapest, Hungary, has ignited a firestorm of international controversy. The meeting with Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán, occurring just days after an International Criminal Court, ICC, warrant for Netanyahu's arrest on war crimes allegations, has raised serious questions about international law and the complex geopolitical landscape. The optics alone are explosive. A leader wanted for alleged atrocities warmly welcomed by a nation ostensibly bound by international legal obligations. Netanyahu's arrival in Budapest, greeted by Hungary's defense minister in the pre-dawn hours, unfolded against a backdrop of simmering tension. The ICC, the world's only permanent international tribunal for prosecuting war crimes and genocide, issued the arrest warrant in November, accusing Netanyahu of responsibility for alleged war crimes committed in Gaza. Israel vehemently denies the accusations, branding the warrant as politically motivated and fueled by antisemitism, a claim repeatedly echoed by Netanyahu himself. This narrative, however, directly clashes with the legal framework established by the ICC. Hungary, a signatory and ratifying state of the Rome Statute, the treaty establishing the ICC, is, in principle, obligated to arrest and extradite individuals subject to ICC warrants. This legal obligation stems from the court's mandate to investigate and prosecute the gravest crimes of concern to the international community, ensuring accountability for perpetrators regardless of their political stature. Yet Hungary's actions, or rather inaction, paint a starkly different picture. Budapest, under the leadership of its illiberal Prime Minister, Viktor Orbán, has consistently defied the ICC's authority. Orbán's public pronouncements have been defiant, assuring the ICC's ruling would hold no effect in Hungary. This bold declaration, coupled with suggestions of withdrawing Hungary from the ICC, reveals a deliberate disregard for international justice and a prioritization of political expediency over international legal norms. The argument employed by the Hungarian government is that, despite ratification, the relevant domestic legislation implementing the Rome Statute has never been fully promulgated. This assertion, however, fails to fully address the moral and legal implications of such a stance. While technical legal loopholes might exist, the blatant disregard for the spirit and intent of the Rome Statute cannot be ignored. International law is not merely a collection of statutes. It's a framework built upon principles of accountability and justice, principles that Hungary's actions actively undermine. Netanyahu's visit is not an isolated incident. This is his second international trip since the ICC warrant was issued, showcasing a pattern of defiance in the face of international legal pressure. His previous trip to the United States, a non-member state of the ICC, was significantly less controversial due to the U.S.'s non-participation in the court's jurisdiction. However, the Budapest visit carries far greater weight due to Hungary's signatory status, exposing a potential rift within the international legal system. The implications of this meeting extend far beyond the immediate participants. It sends a worrying message to other potential perpetrators of war crimes, that powerful individuals might be able to circumvent accountability by finding refuge in countries willing to disregard their international legal obligations. This blatant disregard for international law undermines the very foundations of the ICC and risks creating a world where impunity reigns supreme. The visit highlights the increasing polarization of the international community, with a growing divide between those upholding the rule of international law and those prioritizing national interests above international justice. It throws into sharp relief the challenges faced by international institutions in holding powerful individuals accountable for their actions. The meeting between Netanyahu and Orbán is not merely a diplomatic encounter. It's a symbolic clash between international justice and national sovereignty, between the rule of law and political expediency. The international community must carefully consider the ramifications of Hungary's actions and the potential precedent this sets for future cases. The future effectiveness of the ICC and indeed the broader system of international criminal justice, hinges on the global community's response to this blatant challenge to its authority. The international community's failure to condemn this meeting unequivocally risks emboldening other nations to disregard their legal obligations and further erode the already fragile framework of international law. The silence speaks volumes, and in this instance, the silence is deafening. The question remains: will the international community allow this blatant disregard for justice to stand unchallenged?